a fresh new report has been issued in the UK called First Do No Harm, and apparently this is recommending that the British government issue an apology to families in the UK who've been impacted by this sodium valproate during pregnancy.
It is, Tommy, and there's potentially 3,100 children who've been impacted here. Now, 341 of them have experienced a major congenital malformation, and 1,250 would have experienced some form of neurodevelopmental delay. And I think Patrick described it well yesterday, and I suppose at the outset, I want to thank Patrick, but also his CEO, Peter Murphy, from Epilepsy Ireland, but most of all, Karen Keeley she's the chairperson of the organisation of Anti-Convulsant Syndrome, Oaks Ireland, for the work they have done on that. I've been working with them for the last number of years. This is a key point because of this report, the Baroness Julia Cumberlege report that was released at midnight. And I think it sums up, it's the accumulation of 2 years of gathering information from patients, and there's harrowing patient testimony and mount evidence concerning the Valproate and a couple of other medications as well. But I think she sums it up when she says, I have conducted many reviews and inquiries over the years, but I have never encountered anything like this. The intensity of suffering experienced by so many families and the fact that they have endured it for decades. And then she goes on to say, much of this suffering was entirely avoidable, caused and compounded by failings in the health system itself. And the very same thing has happened here. So I know you haven't much time, but the important thing is that Stephen Donnelly, the Minister for Health, has said that he is 100%, this is previous to him getting to be Minister for Health, that he had 100% commitment to holding a public inquiry into the Valproate scandal and to put in place a redress scheme for the families impacted. And I really want him to do that now. I want him to be as good as his word to make that happen.
Should we not be calling Rose maybe now at this stage for Epilim to be taken off the market until such time as we can prove for sure 100% that it's safe?
Well, it's a very effective drug, but I think women who maybe are going to get pregnant or are pregnant should be, there needs to be proper communication. I wouldn't advise for anyone to come off Epilim, and I think Patrick said that yesterday, but it needs to be discussed with their GP. But the historical harm and the cover-up, we have been trying to find out who knew what, when did they know it, and why did they do nothing about it over all of these years that have allowed these families to end up in this situation.